Everyone always gives Sonic a hard time for having a lot of bad games. And yeah, he has a lot of bad games. But people tend to conveniently forget Mario has had some pretty big stinkers too. I mean, sure, Mario is pretty consistently good. I mean, have you seen Mario Galaxy 2? I just think Sonic needs to be shown a little bit of justice, which is definitely not biased for me to say. Don't look at that. So to do this, I've set out to find the worst Sonic and Mario games and compare them. It's been a long journey, but I think I know exactly which ones are the biggest piles of doo-doo. I'll go ahead and start with the low-hanging fruit. What does Sonic have going on? Poor Sonic, always picked on. And it isn't undeserved. You can't release a game like Sonic Free Riders with a straight face and expect it to make millions. The community usually picks on the big titles, like Sonic 06 or Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. And yeah, they fucking suck. Sonic 06 is so full of bugs, Timon and Pumbaa would eat this shit. And Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric might be the most boring Sonic game in existence. Along with bad writing from Colors, poor story, and bad level design in Forces, and it's really easy to see why these games are consistently picked on by the fans. But 06 was fun to play when I was 7, Sonic Boom is at least playable, and Forces is pretty shitty, but I can see the effort that was put in. Nah, I'm here to check out the absolute worst Sonic game. A game so bad, your face gets scrunched up just looking at it. I'll have to dive a bit deeper into this. If you've been brave enough to check out some of my older videos, and some of them are old.
I mean, I can pass through walls, nobody can see me. I mean, sure, it's incredibly lonely.
You'd notice I've looked at some pretty niche Sonic games before. For the worst of them, I've gotta consider Sonic Blast for the Game Gear. The controls are slow, the graphics are awful, Sonic is constantly flicking off the character, and holy shit is the water level just the worst. I actually had to stop playing there. For the sake of finishing that video, I had to go in and hack to get to the next level. It was absurd. Was it a skill issue? Yeah, maybe. But anything to get me out of playing that abomination. God had no hand in the creation of Sonic Blast. Its existence itself is an affront to God. Oh, and then there's Sonic Schoolhouse. Sonic Schoolhouse is pretty incredibly bad. You can see my full look on my educational Sonic games video. Is it educational? Yeah, I guess, but barely. Though the school bus where you get to learn about animals is pretty educational.
In front of the schoolhouse, there's a school bus. This happened when I got on.
Of course, my game crashed when I tried to enter the bus. I guess elephant videos take way too much power. It is weird though, like creepy weird. Sonic is always popping out at you, the noises are weird, and the whole school feels like you shouldn't be there. Okay, but that's not a real Sonic game. That's some one-off weirdo of a game. That and games like Sonic Eraser or Waku Waku Sonic Patrol Car. Some others like Tales in the Music Maker are also just boring. And then games like Sonic 2 for the Game Gear are difficult and honest to God almost made me throw my Game Gear across the room. But that alone doesn't make it bad. There's still some cool ideas here. Sonic Blast fits the bill a hell of a lot more. It's got difficulty where it shouldn't be, notoriety, bad graphics, piss poor controls, and no real story. So it's my game of choice here.
Yep, just like I planned it.
Now we've got to go look at Mario. Does he have anything that can compete with a shit stain like Sonic Blast? Mario has plenty of good games. When it comes to the ones that get the most attention for being bad, though, there isn't a huge list. Super Mario Sunshine is usually seen as the worst 3D Mario game. You get strapped with FLUDD, a water tank on Mario's back. I actually think this is a pretty unique idea. Even at Nintendo's worst, they make sure the mechanic is as polished as it can possibly be. Moving along, Mario Parties 9 and 10 are usually seen as pretty damn bad. The car gameplay is just not fun. You can't get ahead of your opponents like this. Everything you do impacts others. Now, your actions impacting others is fun when it's on a regular board, but this is absurd. You can barely plan your next move here. Not a great move from Nintendo, I gotta say. Speaking of Nintendo not making great moves, they've got plenty of retro piles of shit out there. Meet Mario Teaches Typing. Here he throws random letters at you, and you have to type them.
Welcome to Mario Teaches Typing! On your mark, get set, go!
But honestly, it's fast as hell. It's not even teaching typing, it's just pressing letters, which I guess is kind of typing, but what do you actually learn from this? There's also the much weirder Mario Teaches Typing 2. It's a lot of the same, but here we're greeted with Mario's floating head. And he's fully aware of being a floating head too.
Mario's wet word challenge. Ooh, Mario's tunnel of doom. Very scary. Oh, look, it's a Mario's Export Express. Oh boy, finally, I'ma get to move on the ground. Here we go. Moving on the ground, moving on the ground.
It's basically the only time we get to see Mario speaking in full sentences in the games. It's kinda crazy. This is definitely a weird game, but I've gotta give Mario the same benefit of the doubt that I gave Sonic. There are some other mentions here, like Hotel Mario where you just shut doors, and wow, those cutscenes truly make this one of the games of all time.
Picnic, eh, Luigi? I hope she made lots of spaghetti.
Mario's Time Machine, where you go through time like Doctor Who and stop Bowser from stealing artifacts. And don't even get me started with Mario's early years preschool fun. What the fuck is this?
Clap your hands.
Sonic and Mario both have so many weird educational games from the 90s. Why is it so hard to make something decent for education? If I'm giving Mario the same benefit of the doubt that I gave Sonic, I think I have to give it to the Lost Levels. I have skill issues, I know. Listen, the Lost Levels push you in ways that don't actually feel fair. It's not like Sonic 2 for the Game Gear that's a fair bit difficult. Lost Levels is a truly difficult game. That being said, Sonic Blast is much worse than the Lost Levels. Let's be honest. It isn't nearly as difficult or precise as Lost Levels, but at least Lost Levels makes you feel something. Anger, but it is an emotion. Sonic Blast makes me feel like I'm staring at paint to dry, which honestly might be giving Sonic Blast too much credit when I say that. Sonic Blast takes this easily. It is god-awful. Looks like Sonic won. Who could have guessed? Anyway, let me know in the comments what kind of Sonic vs. Mario video you guys want to see next. I'm trying to make it to 1,000 subscribers here, so lend a guy a hand if you haven't already. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, and side note, if I didn't give either series a benefit of the doubt, I would have given it to Sonic Schoolhouse and Mario Teaches Typing, and Sonic Schoolhouse wins there. Anyway, can't wait to see you guys in the next one.